Welcome to our Asian Star Trend channel. Today we have the following news. Hope you and your friends Zhai Yiying first walked onto the set and stopped in front of Zhao Zhendong. Everyone expected nothing more than another routine pairing between two professionals. What happened in the next few minutes would quietly change the entire atmosphere of the shoot. There was no script for this moment. No camera rolling. Just a glance, brief, almost accidental, that carried an unexpected weight. The crew would later describe it as if the room had been stirred by a sudden breeze. Something unspoken passed between them, and for a few seconds the set fell into an uncanny hush. On paper, they could not be more different. Zhao Zhendong, warm and radiant like a small sun, known for his quick wit and easy charm. Zhai Yiying, poised and controlled, the very definition of restraint. Yet in that instant, opposites collided in a way that no one, not even the director, could have planned. It was the kind of spark that made seasoned camera operators quietly raise their phones, afraid to miss what their lenses hadn't yet been asked to capture. Long before the first take, the chemistry was already there, raw and unforced, pulling everyone into its quiet orbit. For the audience who will one day watch this unfold on screen, what they will see isn't just performance. It's a rare alchemy, the moment when two different worlds meet, and something unexpectedly tender takes root. It reminds us why we watch stories in the first place, to be surprised, to be moved, and to feel that in a world full of noise, a single look can still change everything. Perhaps some connections are simply destined. When Zhai Yiying first walked onto set and found herself face to face with Zhao Zhendong, everyone assumed it would be just another professional collaboration. Yet before the cameras even rolled, something intangible began to shift. A single glance between them, quiet, almost accidental, sent a ripple of awareness through the room. Seasoned crew members, no strangers to chemistry, instinctively reached for their phones, afraid to miss what unfolded on screen. The two play childhood sweethearts whose lives diverge only to cross again years later. Off-screen, they began as strangers. But with each rehearsal, an unspoken understanding seemed to grow. Subtle at first and then impossible to ignore. That connection came to life during one particularly emotional scene. As Zhao Zhendong reached out to hug Zhai Yiying, the atmosphere changed. Despite years of experience and countless romantic scenes behind him, this time something felt different. The moment the director called cut, he ducked his head, cheeks flushed with a shy, uncontrollable blush. It was the kind of raw, unscripted reaction that no training can manufacture. Zhai Yiying's response was instinctive and tender. With a quiet laugh, she reached up, ruffled his hair, and teased him for doing so well. That small, affectionate gesture became the talk of the set, a fleeting glimpse of genuine warmth behind the roles they play for viewers. What will eventually appear on screen is a love story. For those who were there, it was something rarer, the real-time spark of a partnership that goes beyond performance. A reminder that some moments, however brief, can feel like destiny unfolding in front of your eyes. Perhaps some connections are simply destined. When Zhai Yiying first stood in front of Zhao Zhendong, it was supposed to be just another collaboration. But even before the cameras rolled, something unplanned happened. A single glance between them made the air still. Crew members accustomed to watching actors perform found themselves quietly reaching for their phones, unwilling to miss a moment that felt more real than rehearsal. On screen, they play childhood sweethearts reunited after years apart. Off-screen, they began as strangers. Over time, that distance dissolved into a silent understanding that revealed itself most clearly in one pivotal scene. As Zhao Zhendong stepped forward and embraced Zhai Yiying, his practiced composure broke. When the director called cut, he ducked his head, blushing, laughter spilling out in shy surprise. Zhai Yiying responded not with words, but with a soft laugh and a gentle ruffle of his hair, teasing him for doing so well. That single unscripted gesture became the crew's favorite memory. When the behind-the-scenes clip was posted online, it shot to the top of the trending charts. Netizens wrote, "This isn't acting. This is love." And the more closely fans watched, the more details they found. Who noticed that whenever Zhao Zhendong enters a room, Zhai Yiying instinctively leans just a little closer. It's not loud, not deliberate, just a small, repeated act, like gravity pulling two planets into the same orbit. For audiences waiting to watch the series, these fleeting, Unguarded moments have become the real story. Beyond the script, beyond the lights, there's a question that lingers: when does acting end, and something genuine begin? Perhaps some connections are simply destined. What began as an ordinary collaboration between Zhao Zhendong and Zhai Yiying has quietly turned into one of the most talked about pairings on and off screen. Even before filming began, there was something unspoken in the way they looked at each other, so natural that the crew instinctively captured those moments on their phones. Later, when a behind-the-scenes clip of a hug scene was posted online, it exploded across trending lists. "This isn't acting. This is love," wrote one netizen. Since then, every interaction has been scrutinized. Fans noticed how Zhai Yiying always seems to lean a little closer whenever Zhao Zhendong appears. At an interview, when the host asked him to name his favorite actor, he didn't answer. Instead, his eyes drifted toward her. That glance said everything words couldn't: admiration, trust, and a hint of shyness. The most unforgettable moment came during a promotional event. When the host teased, "You two are just like a couple in love," they simply looked at each other. 3 seconds of silence. No denial. No awkwardness. Then, almost in unison, "We're just partners. Just partners." And yet, no one believed them. For fans, this has become a sweet detective game. They analyze every gesture, every post liked, every shared laugh. What draws them in isn't grand displays but the subtlety, the way their eyes meet, the way a hand hovers before finally reaching out. In one reconciliation scene, Zhao Zhendong simply held her gaze before gently taking her fingers. Viewers said they could hear their own heartbeat. It's this quiet, unforced connection, the spark between contrast, that makes their pairing so addictive. It feels less like acting, and more like two worlds slowly choosing each other from screen to real life. Across social platforms, fans have become amateur detectives, dissecting every glance and gesture between Zhao Zhendong and Zhai Yiying. One fan video went viral with the title, "When I'm not looking at him, he's always secretly looking at me." Beneath it, the comments overflowed with playful resignation. "It's over. My bowl of dog food just fell and shattered." When a CP crosses the boundary from scripted fiction into the genuine emotions of its audience, it stops being marketing. It becomes resonance. That resonance deepened during a recent live stream. When the host asked, "Would you want to act in another love story together?" Zhai Yiying smiled and answered without hesitation, "If it's with him, I'd film one every year." Zhao Zhendong added softly, "Next time, I hope the characters end up together from the start. No more separations." The live chat exploded. "Just be together already." In an industry where many pairings are manufactured for hype, this one feels different. There is no forced interaction, no calculated publicity. They simply gravitate toward each other, natural, warm, unpretentious. It's why the more you watch, the more addictive it becomes. Some say a drama is successful if the characters stay in your mind. But it's rare for the actors themselves to capture your heart. This CP has done exactly that. Whether they ever confirm anything doesn't seem to matter. Fans already treat them as a phenomenon, turning every shared look and backstage moment into stories, edits, and speculation, because at its core, their connection is more than entertainment. It's a quiet, unscripted reminder that love, unexpected and unspoken, can still feel real, and for millions of viewers, that is enough.